इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends. The entire team of Franchise India welcome all of you to our Business Opportunity with Chai webinar series. This is a webinar where we are launching the business opportunity for all our partners as well as friends who have joined us today. We'll start with the presentation from the brand side, then we'll move towards a panel discussion. We would love to take all your queries, requesting each one of you to share your feedback, suggestion, query in the question and answer box. Try to utilize this platform and make it very interactive. We welcome and invite management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sone ma'am, both hosting this particular webinar. And the brand which we are launching through this platform is Servizzy. It's tech-enabled 24/7 premium car care service and maintenance solution brand. They started their operation from Delhi NCR, and today we have invited Mr. Hemanshu, who will be talking about this great business opportunity for you. Thank you so much, Hemanshu, for joining in today. Before I invite you to formally start with the presentation, we would love to understand how you started your journey. I also welcome my colleague, Mr. Vikas Sharma, who will be helping us in case of any financial issues. So over to you, Himanshu.
Thank you. Thank you, Archana. That was quite an introduction. Hello, guys. My name is Hemanshu Arora. I've been with Servizzy and I started this journey back in 2021. What I'm just doing right now is just creating quickly. I'll just put the slides back. Yeah. So my name is Hemanshu Arora. I've been on this journey for last 1 year. It's quite a journey for us on how we started. Before I even go and talk about the brand, let me introduce myself personally. I've been a corporate guy. I've worked with large companies before this. I've worked with Audi, just to set the perspective right in terms of my experience in the automotive sector. I was part of the inception team of Audi in India back in 2009 when Audi was setting up shop in the country. And I was one of those few people who were hired to run the brand. People barely knew Audi at that point in time. They were just known for the four rings that were there. And apart from that, the only luxury brand that people knew and were talking about was Mercedes-Benz. But here's my journey. I worked with them for almost 7 years, and was my passion with the automobile industry continued to be there. I've been a corporate sales guy. I worked with banking. I worked with travel industry. Uh, my last position was with Thomas Cook, where I was heading the global business travel sales for them in the country and in Asia markets. Here I am today talking to you about Servizzy, how it all started, a quick journey on that. I was taking a trip with my wife and my daughter on Dehradun Expressway going towards Mussoorie, and my car broke down. And there was a small garage. I had no option but to go there. and quickly get my car fixed. And I was surprised to see that even a small garage with simple Rohan automobiles or Shiva automobiles that we generally shy away sending our cars to, had a solution to the problem that my car was going through. So clearly, I realized there was a potential, and I realized that even the smaller garages that exist in the country clearly had the potential to service any car. But why were we all dependent on a simple authorized service center? We were hesitant to look at the setup of those garages and look at the condition of those garages, and would not want to really go into those markets. But we realized that there is a huge skill that's required to set up a garage. And at the same time, we realized that if we can train people well, and if there is enough support and infrastructure that can be given to them, uh, anybody can open up a garage. And at the same time, if you can empower them with technology, we could easily, clearly set a business that can function on its own. So back in pandemic, when everybody was working from home, so was I during my Thomas Cook journey. And I thought, let me draw out something on a piece of paper and see how we can solve this problem which people are going through. So I also drive few of the cars that require huge maintenance. And at the same time, we were paying hefty amounts for that. So we drawn out Servizzy, and the brand came in from a simple company that was established in 2021 called Service Easy, which is basically making sure that we are trying to ease out car service for our customers. So Servizzy was born there, uh, and my journey started with Servizzy. So I left my corporate job purely because I realized this is the passion that I carry. As much as I love to travel, I love to move in good cars, but what I really wanted to do is solve a problem that most of us were facing. We started this business, and we started this with one garage that we executed in Delhi NCR. And we were surprised to see the outcome of the business that we had set. In no time, in the first 30 days of our business, we catered to more than 65 cars. And we were surprised ourselves that our brand Servizzy was taken very pleasantly by our customers, our prospective customers during that time. They were actually looking for a solution in this market, and they realized that there was a problem, and we could give that solution to them. So the Servizzy journey started then, and rest is all history. We have over 1,000. In fact, as we speak, we have over 2,000 plus customers in Delhi NCR. We are operating out of 4 garages right now in Delhi NCR. We're now expanding our business in other markets. Hence, we are looking for investors and partners like you who could take our brand in different cities, and we could give you a lot of it from our learnings, from our setups that we've created, and help you grow that business. If I can make money from the business that I started a year ago, and it's not a small amount of money, it's a serious amount of money that we could execute in this last 14 months of us being associated with Servizzy. I'm sure you guys can. अगर हमने पिछले 14 महीनों में इतना काम किया है, 2000 प्लस कस्टमर्स बनाए हैं, और साथ साथ हमने एक ब्रांड को उस लेवल पे लेकर आए हैं कि हम आज compete कर पा रहे हैं अपने कंपटीशन से. सो हम अब यही चाहते हैं that all of you can now take it to another level. And hence we partnered with Franchise India. So thank you, Franchise India, for helping us setting this up. I had no experience in franchising business. I completely knew that yes, how we can franchise, but we need an expert to do that. And Franchise India came into our conversation, and we thought, let's go to them and have this executed. So yeah, so today I'm presenting the Servizzy. It's a 14-month-old brand. It's a tech-enabled service, after-sales service setup. We've executed this all by ourselves with my team, and I will introduce them during our presentation today. But before that, I would want to take you to the opportunity size that exists in the country for Indian automobile sector. I'm not sure if you're privy to this data, but we are adding almost 40 to 45,000 vehicles every year in our country. Our country is by far the second largest contributor to automobile sales in the world. And clearly that number doesn't surprise me because of our population, and this number will only grow. There was a time when people would want to own maybe one car in a house, But now there's a time when people own 2 3 cars depending on their family size. If there's father, mother, and the son or the daughter is working, then all three needs different cars. And clearly we realized the solution. We touch every single household today that owns a car. And this is, I don't have to tell you that, from a Maruti to a Mercedes Benz or to a Rolls Royce, we as a brand cater to all segments. So what we want to do as a brand is to cater to every single segment that exists in the country today. In this brand, we worked over 43 brands of automobiles that exist, over 383 car models that exist in the country. All of that was inculcated and a solution was drawn out. The technology that we've created is taking into consideration that we can cater to them all. I don't want a situation where a customer logs into our mobile application or our website and he's not able to find his car that he's bought. So our simple solution to the problem was that we need to draw them out, all of them. So coming back to the automobile sector, there's almost 40 lakh luxury cars that exist in the country. Luxury cars, clearly the Mercedes, the BMWs, the Audis, the Porsches, and all of them that exist in the country today. And there's a huge scope of servicing them or catering to their requirements as well in terms of sales and repairs. Let me quickly take you what after sales market today is divided into. It's basically 2 sectors that we look at. One is the care solution, which is basically for the new car and the existing car, which means the fleet that you already own, which is the basic car washing, detailing, accessories, and the tire care that you need. This is on the care side of the car. And then is on the maintenance and repairs, basically the periodic service that you undergo, the body shop work that you need. This is purely necessary. In India, repair is something you might not want to get your car washed or detailed or want more accessories or change your tires. If you don't want to change and you continue to drive with the wear and tears of the tires, but you definitely need repairs for the car to run. A periodic service is something which is the most important thing that's required. And everybody who owns a car today can correlate to this conversation. So car service karana to bahut hi important hai. Body shop you can live without if you think you can drive a car without a hassle of not seeing whether there's a bumper damage or there's a body part damage in the car. But you definitely need a service in the car. You definitely need washing. You definitely need the tire care in terms of the tires have to be replaced at a certain period of time. And clearly there was a huge potential. And while we started Servizzy, we were very, very clear that we would want to cater to all problems end to end. And I don't want a situation where Servizzy doesn't cater to detailing, or Servizzy doesn't cater to accessories, or Servizzy doesn't cater to the car washing. We wanted to give one-stop shop solution for any customer, and we wanted to hold them with us throughout the life cycle of them owning a car. And life cycle will continue till the time he's in the world, because nobody's living. Once you own a car, I don't think there are people who sell it and live without it. So we will own the customer throughout. And the only way you could do it, give them one-stop solution and give them good service. So I knew it because I had run this business in Audi before. In my 7 years of experience with the automobile industry, I knew what were the main values that we need to run a business like this. Number one, and I put that straight, was quality. And we only worked on that with this brand. And I will talk to you how the word is very, very simple. Quality service dena hai kisi ko. But we also wanted to make sure that that this is not just a word, but it's implemented in all our garages so that we can have maximum customer retention. So we've done few things in our business model, and I will take you through in the next slide. Customers generally looking out for what? Customers looking out for a quality business, which I just spoke about. He's looking out for a good service, which means that at an economical price. He's definitely looking out for people who are catering to that requirement, have the product knowledge. It should not look like that you don't know anything about cars and you've started a business of cars or car care service. So there was clear requirement in terms of we wanted to hire the right set of people. As much as I was in the industry, but I definitely did not know about how to service a car. I definitely did not know where the engine oil exists, how many liters of engine oil goes in the car. I was not from that industry of repairing the car or maintaining the car. but we needed the right set of people in our team who could guide us and run this business. So the first thing that we did was hire the right set of people. We walked into few OEM garages and we realized that there were people who were looking for active opportunity. It's just the right pay scale that we had to offer them, and we could grab them to our side. So we did hire people from brands so that there was less of training and more of immediate implementation on ground to start the business. And we learned from it. We hired people from the industry. We hired few sales guys out of the industry just to make sure that there is a mix of batch that's created in the business to run the business effectively. There should not be any backlogs that should come in their minds while they're running this business. And we tapped this market by entering into it with a clear knowledge of making. So you all have heard about Oyo. What Oyo did to the hotels, we want to do it to the workshop industry, which is basically standardizing the existing set of garages that exist and also opening up options and opportunities for people who want to make money through hotel business. And similarly, we want to do this through our workshop, and hence we are talking through franchisee medium today. So what we wanted to create is a transparent pricing system, a brand that they can trust, and at the same time, consistency in terms of giving quality service. So three things, and we worked on all three to make sure that we are able to give a right advantage to our end users. So this is where we are. Servizzy, a tech-enabled brand. We are an auto tech company, and we are currently present in Delhi NCR. We cater to all brands that you see on your screen on the left side. We right from Maruti to a Rolls-Royce, we manage them all. We've created a centralized support team, which is available 24/7. As much as there is a lot of technology that we have enabled, not just for the customer to use our services through our mobile application and through our website, but we've also created a technology to standardize operations of workshops that exist anywhere in the country. So आज जो मेरी workshop दिल्ली में West Delhi में है versus my workshop in South Delhi, if you go and service your car there, they will provide the same engine oil, the same parts that are required to service or repair any car. So the point that I'm trying to say is that we've created technology to make sure that there is a right amount of engine oil that goes inside. There is the same part that we put in a Honda City in our West Delhi workshop is the same part that goes in a Honda City in a South Delhi workshop or a Gurgaon workshop or a Noida workshop. And what we've done is made sure that we've given that knowledge to our workshop partners that will come on board through this model, which is the franchising model. So there is enough support that we've done, even if you do not have knowledge about a car, how the car gets serviced or how a system gets implemented. We will make sure that we will provide you that tech support through our technology. And I will show you how that happens. I've put in few screenshots of our technology for you to have a real-time access to what we are doing when I say that we can do this support. So this is the team. You can see me in the middle. I co-founder Muskan Kakkar, our head of operations Kunal Wick. He's worked with Mahindra First Choice and has set up a lot of dealerships for them, the First Choice dealerships for them, and worked in the multi-brand sector of Mahindra First Choice. Then we have Arpit Singh, who's the CTO. He's the one who's helped us develop this technology that you will witness right now. And Muskan comes in from the hospitality background. She runs the customer sales side of the business. She runs the customers retention. She runs the client management. She runs the sales of the business. So she runs the entire backend call center that we have for making sure that we are able to provide a uniform experience across the country to our customers. So Servizzy brings one-stop shop solution for all car service and repair requirements. We basically are doing everything. And like I said, I don't want to miss out on anything so that we as a brand customer, when it approaches us and says that for repair, I'm reaching out to you, but for my wheel requirements or for my light requirements or for my detailing services or my insurance requirements, I'm reaching out to someone else. Because we realized that we want to keep the customer throughout with us in this journey. We want to keep the customer with us in this entire life cycle of him owning the car. And the only solution to that problem was that we do it all. And guys, let me tell you, it's not difficult. As much as it sounds very difficult ki aap sab karenge, it's the same thing, jack of all trades, masters of none. But the reality is not that. Once you hire the right set of people, all these things are part of the care of the car. And it's just that you need to just plug and play the equipments for it to change and for you to manage the rest of the things. If you're hiring a technician, you can easily hire a detailer who can help you detail the car, which is a very, very common requirement today when you buy a new car. A lot of people would want to get done coatings on the car, want to get paint protection films done on the car. And it's a huge business in the country today. And there are specific brands that are only catering to that requirement. And I'm saying that we should not miss out to that opportunity. We should have that. And clearly, with our expertise in last 14 months of running this business as a one-stop shop, and clearly, if we have potential investors who would want to do it, I would like to invite you to our workshops and see how we've been able to create a one-stop shop. It sounds tedious, it sounds difficult, but we've managed to somehow cater this requirement end to end through our setups itself. So this is how the market map looks like, guys. You've seen all the brands that exist already in this portfolio. There is something called Pit Stop. There's something called Go Mechanic. There's something called My TVS. All of them have different models. Pit Stop is someone who's also aggregating garages and doing doorstep services. They have a van where they send the customer. We worked on a similar model, but we realized that it was very tedious to get into our doorstep servicing, because if you provide doorstep servicing, then in a day maximum you could do 2 3, because as a workshop owner you could own maybe 2 vehicles or 3 vehicles to service, and it takes almost a day to service a car going to that location and coming back. So it practically became a low profit business, a low revenue business, and we realized that we should not get into a doorstep one. Hence, creating garages closer to the set of people that we live was always a practical solution. So we are categorizing ourselves somewhere in affordable premium and above affordable premium, which is premium solution for the car care. We just don't want to cater to the smaller segment of cars. We want to cater to the Mercedes, the BMWs, the Toyotas, the Porsches, and the Land Rovers, and the Range Rovers, and all segments of the cars. And we want to just be above affordable premium and between premium, so that our brand is known to cater all segments. We don't want to just be degraded as a simple Maruti, Toyota, Honda service center. We want to have separate setups which has the capability to service a luxury car as well. So this is how service mix is, and this is how we are placed in the after sales segment today in the market. If you see, guys, there is not much. The only segment that you're seeing and is not reflecting here is the authorized service centers. We all know that how expensive they have become. People are genuinely looking for a cost-effective solution in this. A car service, and I know this is not the right time, but I'm quickly telling you an example here. A service of a Maruti Swift, and I remember this because 2007, I owned one. And at that point in time, the Maruti Swift used to cost, a service of that car used to cost about 3,000 rupees. And we used to happily pay and realize Maruti is the most cost-effective car to own because the price is that low. Today, the same car, and of course, the cost of the car has also gone up from 2007 to 2022, which is almost 15 years, costs about 9 lakhs or 10 lakhs. And the service costs about 6,000, between 6,000 to 8,000. Now, you all say there's inflation and hence the cost of service has gone up. But today in my center, we still service a car of a Maruti Swift at 3,000 rupees. And we still make a lot of money from that. And we use the same Maruti genuine parts that the company uses. We use the same engine oil that the company uses, but we still are able to provide that solution. So there is margin for the service center by even servicing it at 3,000 rupees. And at the same time, the customer saves money. The only problem is that a customer is just doubting our way of doing service. And for that, we've been able to cater to that problem effectively by standardizing the technology that we're using in terms of providing the same parts to the franchise owners. And at the same time, make sure that there is consistency that's been delivered across all our setups. So this is where we are placed in the market. Authorized service centers have gone expensive. And then there are these mid-segment brands that are also trying to operate that are there, but there is inconsistency in terms of how they are able to service a customer. We want to make sure that we're slightly above them, and I'm sure there are great brands. There's no way I'm trying to compete and put my brand out there, because we're a younger brand than them in the market. But clearly, we want to solve a problem that the customer is facing. I realized that there were issues. We read a lot of reviews about some of these brands that exist, and we thought there's a great potential. And we made sure that we are able to solve the problem through our brand. So this is our key numbers right now. 2,000 plus cars repaired. We have over 1,700 plus active clients. When I say active clients, these are the clients that give us references. So guys, if today one garage owner, one franchise owner can run a setup for almost a year and service over 1,500 odd cars, I assure you, you do not need fresh business, because your existing customers will give you fresh business. Your existing customers will come back to you with the old cars. Your existing customers will refer to you through word of mouth in that particular location, and you'll be all by yourself. The only thing you need to follow is consistency and quality. Consistency in terms of providing service, in terms of making sure that there is a good amount of turnaround that we can provide to our customers, and at the same time quality, which is making sure that you follow the guidelines that are set by the brand. And hence we were able to solve this problem in no time. And guys, let me tell you this number just didn't grow consistently. This number was growing every month, and we were surprised ourselves on how we've been able to cater to this requirement with just these two things, the quality and the consistency that we tried to bring in for our customers. So this is where Servizzy stands today. Servizzy advantage, pretty much, I think this is in terms of the nature of scope. I think we all do it all in terms of the work that's being provided. There are specific brands that are not operating in the same consistent manner. That means that they have detailing brands that operate separately. There are other brands that operate separately. So what we've tried doing is we've made sure that Servizzy brand and Servizzy Garage is equipped for all. So the scope of work for us remains high, but in terms of the standards that we are trying to build is at par with the other brands that we are trying to do. And we are trying to create one place for the customer, a place where he stays closer to, and he doesn't need to send his car far off, and he's able to get a consistent service delivery. This is the partner web application that I was talking about. We call it Servizzy Engine. Servizzy Engine is pretty much powered for the garage. All the packages and the prices that we've made. And guys, after this call, maybe I would request all of you to download our application Servizzy, or visit our website at www.servizzy.in. It's a simple thing, servizzy.in. Just put it on Google and you'll be able to find us. Or just simple download on App Store or Play Store, whichever phones that you use. And you'll be able to see our app. It's a pretty simple app. What we've created, and you'll be surprised yourself that why a customer would walk into you if you take our franchisee, is because we've created standardized price points. आप सब गाड़ी चलाते हैं आज, एंड कहीं ना कहीं अगर आपको याद होगा, आपने जब लास्ट गाड़ी सर्विस कराई होगी, आपकी गाड़ी सुबह वो सर्विस एडवाइजर आता है, वो लेकर जाता है, एक ड्राइवर आता है, वो लेके जाता है, आपको एक पेपर देता है हाथ में कि सर हम आपकी कार लेके जा रहे हैं. वो जब वर्कशॉप पहुंचती है आपके पास कुछ 2 घंटे के बाद, रफली उस टाइम टाइम हो रहा था दोपहर का 1 बजे, आपको एक कॉल आता है, सर आपकी गाड़ी का ये एस्टिमेट है और आप ये अप्रूव करिए. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ अस गेट सरप्राइज विद दैट एस्टिमेट, बिकॉज हमने वो अमाउंट नहीं सोचा था कि हमने तो सिर्फ सर्विस के लिए भेजी थी, ये क्या हो रहा है. हम जब देखते हैं, and this is the problem I used to face during my ownership of cars, and I realized that why can't we just make it so transparent and just quickly, just like what Amazon did to the products, that everything is, आप Amazon पे वही खरीदते हो जिसका प्राइस देख पाते हो. And similarly हमने भी वही किया. हमने ट्रांसपेरेंटली कस्टमर को सिर्फ उनको अपना कार सिलेक्ट करना है हमारी ऐप में और प्राइस पॉइंट्स देखने. हमने ओवर 43 सर्विसेज का प्राइस पॉइंट्स for 383 car models that exist in the country अपनी ऐप के अंदर डाला. We've run back-end algorithms to make sure that every single price point is correct, and we are able to provide profitability to also the garage owner. तो ये जो आप प्राइस देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे Honda City का प्राइम पैकेज का 4,901, ये प्राइस कस्टमर के लिए है. सेम सर्विस आज Honda City में 6,500-7,000 रुपए की होती है, एंड दिस, और उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं. हमारे प्राइम पैकेज के अंदर we've also added a lot of services which are not part of the inclusions in the Honda. And this includes some detailing package and all of that. This is a very comprehensive. And similarly, same comprehensive package ka 3,401 for an Honda City is an amazing price for any user to grab it. It includes a comprehensive service package for the customer. The point that I'm trying to say is कि आज एक customer के पास पूरी की पूरी clarity है कि उसको अगर हमारे Servizzy garage से सर्विस कराना है उसका प्राइस ये रहेगा, and then only he's buying it and he's going in the market. So guys, this is for you to understand that this is how we are maintaining transparency, not by just putting that word transparent, right? And आपके पास ये सारा मॉडल है और ये आपका बैक एंड गैराज का प्राइस है जो गैराज ओनर देख पा रहा है. सेम प्राइस सिमिलरली कस्टमर एप्लीकेशन में रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा, वो बुक करेगा और आपके पास गाड़ी आ जाएगी. So this is the solution that we built. This is our invoicing problem. So what we want to do is that if you are willing to start a garage today, if you are willing to partner with us today, we would want to do everything in-house for you. We will set up the garage for you. We have a complete team that will work and do a turnkey project for you in terms of setting up and helping you set up. We are nowhere saying that we will dictate, but we will only help you to set up. If you think you want to give us the turnkey project, we can do that for you. If you think you want to do it and go with our suppliers and hunt it in the market, the products, the tools, the equipments that are required, we can do that for you. So in terms of a detailed process that's required to implement a garage, we will do that for you. And that technology is part of that offering that we are doing in the market, which is the invoicing platform, which is the customer relationship tool, which is making sure that all your customers are digitally recorded and their service history is with us, which is to make sure कि आप यहाँ सर्विस करते हैं, कस्टमर अपनी ऐप में अपनी पूरी सर्विस हिस्ट्री देख सकता है. और अगली बार अगर उसने वो ऐप डाउनलोड करी हुई है और आप उनको दिखाएंगे तो वो कस्टमर बहुत खुशी खुशी आपके पास वापस भी आएगा. बिकॉज हमने सिर्फ ये सिस्टम B2B के लिए नहीं बनाया, हमने B2B2C के लिए भी बनाया, विच इज द सिस्टम इज लिंक्ड टू द कस्टमर ऑल्सो. वो अपनी पूरी सर्विस हिस्ट्री यहाँ से देखता है, कौन सा प्रोडक्ट उसका चेंज हुआ है, क्या चेंज हुई है उसकी कार में, लास्ट सर्विस कौन से किलोमीटर्स पे हुई थी. He would love to come back to you. And the guys, the reason that we were holding our 1700 plus customers out of the 2000 plus customers is because they were coming back to us through this mechanism. This technology was an addiction for them. आज कोई भी ब्रांड आपको अगर आप गाड़ी सर्विस कराते हैं, आपके डैशबोर्ड में एक पेपर आता है और वो पेपर में आपकी क्या काम हुआ है वो लिखा होता है, which is the bill basically. We've created an entire digital service history of your car, and that's available on our mobile application. So जो customer है, once he downloads our app, and there are many features that are there on that application for him to be hooked down to this app. So हमने वो सारा create इसलिए किया है ताकि वो customer वापस आ सके और वो customer आपको reach out कर सके अपने जहाँ जिस city में आप हैं, and he will be able to get his more cars serviced or give you references or whatever. And there are a lot of small features that I'll be when you download the app you'll be able to see. So पूरा का पूरा CRM tool, like I said, your orders, आप सब कुछ यहाँ देख सकते हैं. आपने कौन सा ड्राइवर असाइन करना है, यहाँ से आप व्हाट्सएप सेंड कर सकते हैं कस्टमर को एस्टिमेट अप्रूव कराने के लिए, सब कुछ. एवरीथिंग दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इज राइट देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. दिस इज द लाइव टूल स्क्रीनशॉट्स दैट वी क्लिक फॉर यू टू डू इट. आपका ड्राइवर जा रहा है, जो मैं आपको पेपर कह रहा था, जब आप सुबह गाड़ी देता है आपसे, वो सब कुछ डिजिटली है, रिकॉर्डेड है. यहाँ पर आपको कुछ कस्टमर को देने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपके पास एक OTP का ऑप्शन है जो आप कस्टमर को भेजेंगे और उसकी कार रिसीव कर पाएंगे. So this is basically a car pickup and driver panel form. जब ड्राइवर गाड़ी उठाता है, ये चीजें हैं, ये मीटर रीडिंग्स है, कस्टमर ने कुछ बोला है नहीं बोला है. We have an app for this so the driver can easily use it when he's picking up the car. And everything is informed. So every time there is a step that's being completed in the book, आपने स्विगी से ऑर्डर किया होगा, जोमेटो से ऑर्डर किया होगा, आपके पास क्लियरली मैसेज आता है, नोटिफिकेशन आता है ऐप पे कि सर आपकी अब हम आपके रेस्टोरेंट पहुंच चुके हैं और वहां से आपका खाना उठा रहे हैं. And we do the same here. We will when we pick up the car, we inform the customer that so and so Servizzy certified driver has come to pick up your car. You can give him this OTP and he can take the delivery of your car. आप वहां से वो गाड़ी उठाएगा, वर्कशॉप लेके जाएगा. जब वो वर्कशॉप पहुंचेगा वहां पे इन्फॉर्म करेगा कस्टमर को. इंस्टेड ऑफ कॉलिंग हिम, वी आर जस्ट पुटिंग, वो जैसे ही सबमिट करेगा दैट ही इज रीच द वर्कशॉप, वहां पे कस्टमर को मैसेज चला जाएगा कि आपकी गाड़ी वर्कशॉप सेफली पहुंच चुकी है एंड अब काम शुरू होने वाला है. आपका सर्विस एडवाइजर जो काम के लिए आई है, जिस अमाउंट के लिए उसने पे किया है, वो अमाउंट तो वो कर देगा. अगर लेट्स अज्यूम कार में कोई और काम, तो वो उसको एस्टिमेट को रीअप्रूव कराएगा ऑन अ व्हाट्सएप, डिजिटल अगेन, एंड कस्टमर अप्रूव करेगा एक बटन पे, वो अप्रूव होगा और वो आगे जाएगा. द पॉइंट दैट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज गाइस दैट एंड टू एंड ये सारा एक्सपीरियंस हमने कस्टमर्स के लिए इसलिए क्रिएट किया है बिकॉज कहीं ना कहीं बहुत medium है as a customer today where they are lacking and there is a lot of paper trail that's going in. आप कॉल करते हैं, उसमें बहुत सारे कम्युनिकेशन गैप्स रहते हैं. We have solved all those problems as a transaction owner end to end completely. Guys, I could see some chat question Q&As. I think we can take that once we finish off this presentation. So you can keep writing on the chat box and we can take all of those questions later. So yeah, this is some of the tool. आपका पूरा revenue आपने कितना earn किया है, आप पूरा अपना part package सब कुछ अपना stock in stock out यहीं से ही कर सकते हैं. All your customers will be right here. This is your tool for your usage and it's linked to the customer so that there is traction that's being built between you and the customer as well. आप यहीं से कस्टमर को इन्फॉर्म कर सकते हैं उनकी नेक्स्ट सर्विस कब ड्यू है वगैरह वगैरह. एंड देयर आर many features that we've added and we are adding with our technology team. So like I said, we are not outsourced our technology. We've not really gone in the market to ask somebody to prepare it. We hired everybody in-house. And I truly felt that that came as a value add to us because technology plays a very, very important role in this business. So ये सारी चीजें कस्टमर को ऑटोमेट करके देना और उनका एक्सपीरियंस क्रिएट करना, बिकॉज यू माइट नॉट ओन द बेस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन दिस कंट्री, बिकॉज वो OEMs करते हैं, वो मैन्युफैक्चरर्स करते हैं, they will create a very fancy lounge, they will serve cappuccinos, but let me tell you guys, in last 14 months our 4 workshops that we exist are very humbly designed and humbly set up. These are not the workshops, these are not the best workshops that you would have seen so far, but it has the capability to service your car and repair your car and detail your car and change the tires and do whatever that's required to do, because 90% of the customer base today is not coming to the garage. They are all working and they are just sending their cars in through this mechanism. So today, as a whole, what we've created is a one-stop shop for our customers. Moving ahead, what are our expansion plans? Clear expansion plans. Technology will be empowered. This is what you've just seen is not even 1/10 of what I want to build through technology. We want to create a service partner network that's enabled across the country, and everything is digitalized end to end, right from when the customer gets picked up, or the customer's car gets picked up till the time it gets delivered back. We're trying to enhance the experience by putting in a lot of AI and machine learning so that the customer doesn't need to inform us that his car is due for service. We tell him when his car is due for service. And as in when we launch these products, we will be able to offer that to our franchise owners. So it's a long-term partnership, guys. I'm not looking at a small contract that gets signed immediately and we go in for a franchise. We're looking for a long-term partnership with our franchise owners. And we're looking for a solution that gets executed within a period of time, because there is a lot that's in the cards today. And we would want to build that for our franchise owners, our aggregation partners, and everybody. And it's going to be a brand that the country would see. So clearly, we want to make sure that we are segmentized as a premium and a luxury segment player. We don't want to just be associated as a premium player. We don't want to just be associated as a luxury segment player. We want to do a mix of both. We want to be a one-stop shop for both premium and luxury segments, but for providing end-to-end car solutions that exist in the country. So these are some of the cities that we've identified. We put all top 25 cities that I want to expand our business in. It's north, east, west, south. So depending on which locations you guys are in, you can pick and choose, and we would want to be there. We don't want to restrict you that some of the cities that we don't want to expand. We know this is a problem. We know we have a solution. Hence, we are looking to expand with you. We are, talking about the franchisee, we are looking for a 4/4 model, which is franchisee owned, franchisee operated. This is the end-to-end solution that we are providing to that franchise owner. We are also open to aggregate with existing garages, which is if you can find somebody who is already running a garage in your city, or if you know that you're running a garage in your city and you're looking for a partnership, we'll be happy to give you our franchisee there as well. So it's a simple model, and we provide an end-to-end solution to it. These are some of the property requirements that are there. I'm just going to quickly talk about it. All this deck and the entire detailed document will be sent to you anyways. 2,000 square feet of area. Guys, I'm not looking out for a bigger area because we want our franchisee owner to be profitable from day one. We want him to make revenues from day one. Hence, the entire requirement is being designed basis that. So don't come to us and say that we want to open up a 10,000 square feet. As much as it's very exciting to have a bigger setup, but I know what are the nuances that are required. आप खोलने को तो 10,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet का area भी खोल सकते हैं, but कहीं ना कहीं the cost of operations becomes much larger and the profitability reduces drastically down. There are reasons that we want you to follow this brand line. In fact, I would want you to open multiple. If you have more money and if you want to invest, I won't want you to pick up more locations rather than investing in one location, because that will cater to a bigger market as such. So these are some of the requirements that are required to open up a center. All details will be shared to you over an email after this. Some of these unit economics, I think they're pretty simple here, the way it's written. This is some of the costs that are required. The investment today, it's not coming over 20 lakhs. It's within 20 lakhs that we are trying to put here, which is basically includes all your infrastructure cost, your equipment cost, your branding, your detailing centers, your body shop, which is the end-to-end solution that we are trying to do. This also includes our franchise fees of 5 lakh rupees. And we would launch that together with you. Like I said, I'm not just looking out for a franchise player who's just in the market to look out for a franchisee and then work on its own. We don't want him to run it like an independent unit. We want to partner with you as a partner, as an investor, that you've invested in our brand, and we want to invest back to you in the brand that you invested, in terms of giving you support of every single segment. So our learnings, we want to implement that. We want to make sure that if there is an issue in a problem that you're stuck in, we want to send our flying technicians to you so that your problem can be solved. Because we've done this, we've hired the right set of people. We have a team of today 18 certified technicians that exist in our setup today. And those people are willing to travel to any location in the country to make sure that they're able to solve your problem if you have. आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होगी, किसी भी तरीके की प्रॉब्लम होगी, we'll be there as a brand to support. So that's what we've created through this model. And yes, simple expenses, guys. I think I'm just going to quickly cover. This is pretty easy. I think the way it's written, these are basic expenses that are required to run the business. On the left, you would see the basic setup cost that you see. We are almost a payback period of within 14 months at an ROI of almost 84.7%. Guys, trust me, while I was preparing this sheet, we were sitting at 130% ROI. The finance guy kept on saying, sir, it's looking very high. But honestly, hand on heart, this is the ROI that we had in our workshops in last 14 months. You'll be surprised why are people not getting into it? Because there was always an unorganized mindset on this automobile industry that existed with people, investors. People were thinking that it's a very tough job to really do it all. But with technology, we've made things easier. And we've made it to an extent that anybody who has just got interest like me, and trust me, guys, I'm a non-technical guy. I just have interest in automobiles. If you have interest in cars, and which most of the boys do today, most of the men do today, you can run a setup. And that's what we're inviting. We're inviting people who are passionate about automobiles, who just have interest in cars. And trust me, you can run all by yourself by our support. So 18.25 lakhs is what we are saying. I'm saying an upper limit of 20 lakhs or just 20 lakhs. And we're going to get you a return of 84.7%. And this is bare minimum that we've kept, taking into consideration a lot of things that we've reduced over a period of time, or a lot of expenses that have been added. And this is a cost of running a workshop in a metro city. If you are in a tier 1 city or a tier 2 city, then it can be further lowered by certain, because manpower is the biggest cost in our setups. A manpower cost in a tier 1, tier 2 city will be much lower. So this is just for you to understand, and I can take these questions if you have on the unit economics in the later part of the discussion. So simple: franchisee owned, franchisee profit, franchisee owned, franchisee operated. And clearly we are looking at partners. We are not just looking at somebody who's just looking to expand one of his business in the market. We are inviting all existing set of detailing or car service centers. We're inviting young entrepreneurs who want to start something. We're inviting those fathers who want to set up something for their kids. We're inviting HNI investors who would want to start something in the country that we have a huge opportunity in. And clearly we would want to partner with you guys. This is not just a franchisee. I keep saying that in my conversations with the garage owners that we are aggregating with as well. We are looking for partners. We are not looking for business dealers, to be very honest, because it's my brand. It's our brand that we've made we've nurtured, we've learned, and we would want to make sure that it's in the right hand. And that can only happen when you partner with somebody and not just do business with. So yeah, I think I spoke about this slide too early as well. What is our support? We will do everything that's possible to run this business. Honestly, we've learned a lot of things through this brand, and we want to make sure that we can implement back through our franchise owners. So there is a clear support on everything, right from implementing and executing and doing a turnkey project for building infrastructure of your workshop, includes everything when I say workshop, and then marketing with you to make sure that there is enough footfall that goes in the market to your brand, to your setup in your city. So we will have one dedicated call center, making sure running 24/7, providing support and customers to you in your city, and making sure that there is enough customer base that is coming to you on day-to-day basis through our advertisements, through our brand awareness campaigns, and through our offline campaigns that we do. And there is constant update on technology that will be provided, as much as that update will automatically show in your tools and that you will be using on day-to-day basis, because it's a real-time update that happens. But we would also want to tell you that there is there are corporate contracts that we've signed today in the market. When I say 2000 plus cars, I've not even included the corporate contracts that we've had. These are 2000 B2C customers that we've serviced so far. But we also have corporate contracts which runs on a different pricing mechanism altogether with fleet customers. We've partnered with a lot of leasing companies, car rental companies, to provide and maintain their fleet in the cities that we are in. Currently, we are catering to them in Delhi NCR. If you're in Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Cochin, Ahmedabad, guys, I can get you business from day one, because we've signed contracts that are urging us to start servicing those cars in different cities. Because we've signed contracts with them in Delhi NCR, I could only cater to Delhi NCR right now. But if I get people like you who are willing to start businesses in these cities that I just mentioned, there is immediate business inflow for you guys. So there is enough supply that's already available, and you have to just plug in the business the way you would want to do. I think I did talk to you about all of this. I just don't want to keep boasting about our brand and keep talking to you about what we've done. But yeah, like I said, we are a tech-enabled business. We are standardizing and making sure that there is consistent service that's been given in any garage that exists in the country today, that we will have potentially have in the country today. And through our clear business dimensions that we've laid out in our process, we want to execute that. India is truly the world's second largest market that exists. We're selling almost 4 million cars, 3 to 4 million cars every year. And this is only going to grow. And the existing set that's getting old is only going to require more and more work. And thanks to the infrastructure, it's getting better, but the infrastructure requires immense. The temperature that we operate in the country requires immense amount of maintenance to our cars, in terms of changing engine oils, changing suspension work, and doing all of that on regular basis. So there is enough work for all of us in the market, irrespective of whatever new brands that can come in. There is enough opportunity in every location that we operate, and there will never be dearth of business. The only thing one has to work on is two things, like I spoke about: quality and consistency. So we are a clear there is a clear opportunity in this business. And by this, I would want to summarize our conversation. We are a tech-enabled brand that you would want to partner with. We just don't want to have franchise owners. Like I said in my conversation, we're looking for partners. And if you're willing to partner with the right brand, then here we are, Servizzy. I'm 33-year-old, guys, and completely passionate about this brand and the industry. Hence, we want to now take this. I learned from our mistakes, and we executed that back in our business. We realized there was enough profitability, and we thought the words were not enough to really take it to more people. We didn't had more hands, because it could have been a great operational challenge for us to do it all by ourselves. Trust me, if I can create more of my 4 team members that we had today in the market, I would not even go in franchise. I would just go and open our own setups everywhere, because I know the kind of money that I can make. But we didn't had those many hands. We didn't have those many people. And hence we need people like you who can invest back in our brand and run the business independently. Thank you so much. I think that's pretty much it from my side, guys. I leave the floor open for questionnaires and anything else that you would want to hear from my side.
Thank you so
Thanks a lot.
much. Thank you so much, Himanshu. And friends, I'll request all of you, you can write your questions and we'll take it up very quickly. And I believe the presentation itself was very, very extensive. And I would like to add, this was a wonderful presentation. I've seen such a beautiful presentation, extensive, and congratulations, Himanshu, on what you've built, a brand that you've built very strong. And most importantly, it is not just a Me Too brand which is being created. It's a differentiator that you have changed. And that's where the value for a customer lies in. And, being on the other side, being a customer myself, I know, the woes on the customer side. And every time you give your car for repairing or servicing, you don't have any clue. There's no transparency, on your billing, what is happening, whether you need those services or not, you have no clue. So friends, great opportunity. A very quick recap on what Himanshu covered, and I'll take all your questions. If you're interested in a specific city, location, आपके property आप लिखिए, and I'll take this up very quickly with Himanshu. So overall, when we talk about the industry, friends, the industry in car services, also repair market, is also very, very fragmented. But technology platforms like Servizzy, they're building out quality and affordable solutions. And the two things which are focusing most and which is most important and critical also for customer retention is convenience, one, and second is the value which they are offering. And if you look at the overall market also of after sales, it's a huge opportunity. And I think Himanshu did talk at length on that. And 60% of the total manpower which is deployed today in the automobile industry is one which is deployed in the after sales market. So you can understand the potential and the volume of the business. And also car service market is unorganized, and with only 35% of out of warranty cars which go back to authorized service stations, and 65% cars are headed back to local garages. And there's a big problem, which is being faced by consumers like us and all of you. I'm sure, while Himanshu was taking us through the presentation, we could relate to what he was talking about. And there are a lot of factors which are today pushing a client or a customer to a multi-brand center. And I would say six important things. And first and foremost is the quality of service, which is being given through a skilled and trained technicians, which the company vouches for, and they give extensive training to their team and technician staff for the same. Second is trust, which was missing in these local garages, and which is 65% of the cars go back to these garages. And sometimes we don't have an option because we find these services very expensive at the authorized centers. We go back to these garages, but we don't have this element of trust which is missing, which is brought in. Third, which is also equally important, is the availability of qualities and original spare parts, which the company is bringing from reputed suppliers. Fourth, online delivery, post repairs, and through the app, you would know all that process, like a Zomato, which I heard Himanshu talk about. And fifth, which is also very important, is companies like them or MBOs, which is multi-brand outlet like them, they focus on repair over replacement, which is the policy with the OEMs or their service centers, where you are replacing maybe element and then over repairing it. So repair over replacement is the focus with them. And lastly, it's a flexible car service alternative which an end consumer, like us gets. So finally, on the company, it's a, for somebody who's missed out, this is a auto tech brand. They are dealing in all multiple brands, from luxury, premium brands, and they're offering all solutions under one roof, from services, detailing, paint work, AC repair, electrical work, and all of that. And plus, they're also offering a lot of value-added services like insurance claims, reminder for your insurance. Second is standardization of price points, which I really liked when Himanshu talked about, because the customer does not get any transparency when he gives his car for servicing. And lastly is turnkey, where the company would help you set up, and if given a choice, and if you want to take that choice of setting it up yourself, they would assist you with all the vendors and help you with the information. Now, before I take up the question, Himanshu, I'll also take a quick time to maybe showcase and friend, this is the website. Himanshu, you may quickly take us through, and these are various services which are found on the website. So we currently have presence in these cities, right? So Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, Agra, Chandigarh, Pune. Is that right?
Correct. Through our aggregation setups.
Okay,
And
this is where we are,
and the location, as simple as it can be. Sonia, if you just quickly select any of the service that you see, and you have to just select the brand, just click.
This is interesting. You can even pay your challan, huh? So somebody who's a customer, they pay challan.
So guys, like I said, we are creating a one-stop shop solution. We are hooking up customers to make sure that they are able to log on to our application and do a lot of things that they generally don't do, right? Pay your challan. It's not going to give us any revenue as a business. Let me tell you this. But the reason is convenience. And we're only talking about convenience is because we've seen how we are able to do it. And clearly there was an instruction that was given to my technology that think of products that a customer needs today when he owns a car, even if I don't make any revenue out of it, but we want to bring in convenience for our users.
Absolutely. Okay, so you can go to the website, and even the presentation which Himanshu has shared with us, I'll be more than happy to share with all of you. So quickly on the questions, Himanshu, I'll take some questions on the unit economics, and I think larger part of the business model has been explained. So couple of things which I'll take, and first and foremost, I would like to understand when we talk about all the leading companies, and that's where sometimes comparison comes, and all these companies which are also multi-brand centers which are coming up, they're focusing on expansion of their services across India and offering valuable packages, to attract customer. How do you think, we have a competitive edge against the competition in the market, one? And second, because we're also looking at a lot of new markets where we currently might not have a presence, what would be a go-to-market support to a franchise partner?
So clearly, I think two questions here, Sonia, that you mentioned. Number one, how are we different in the market in comparison to the other aggregators that exist? I think clearly a lot of stickiness that we've been able to create through our technology, which is making sure by standardizing a lot of stuff that's happening in our garages. We don't want a garage that's servicing in Bombay versus a garage that's servicing in Delhi using different products. We've made sure that in our B2B technology, we've put all the brands clearly demarked, saying that these are the 4 brands. If a Honda City comes to you, then these are the brands that you have to use. When I say brands, is basically the spare parts that you have to use in servicing that car. And similarly, if you do the same thing in Delhi, you get the same brands and the same spare parts. So creating a one single shop supply channel for our franchise owners to make sure that they are able to take advantage of it. And also at the same time, putting transparency for the customers. The pricing that you saw on our portal, or you would see when you log into any brand that exists, you'll be able to realize that there is enough margin that's been built for our garage owners or our franchise owners. And at the same time, there is enough cost effectiveness that's been created for our end customers as well. So the point that I'm trying to say is that we've been able to cater into an end-to-end segment, which is also solving the problem of a garage owner versus the problem of a customer where he's not paying higher bills and he's getting consistent service across anything. It's the same thing. You're eating Domino's pizza in Delhi or Bombay, the taste remains the same. And we want to create the same thing through our brand.
Absolutely. The other would be on, the overall efficiency, how the model works. And we've talked about the format, which is about 1,800, 2,000 square feet and not beyond, because that is what, as per your experience and business that you've been running, brings the best throughput and efficiency. Now, understanding, and I did heard you talk about even the number of clients one would need, to come to an optimum level. So would you want to give some understanding, Himanshu, kitne clients, what is that you would need? What is the average ticket size we're looking at? The ratio, or I would say the proportion of services, because we are offering a lot of services from repair, detailing. So what are the various revenue sources? What is the percentage of these, I would say, streams and typical margins one would have across all these services which are offered?
Sure. So clearly, I think, like I said, we wanted to create a one-stop shop solution for all the customers. So we are basically catering to every single segment that they are currently using the services for in this business. So right from when the customer starts owning a car, there is always a thought that I will initially, for the first 2 years, 3 years, send it to the authorized service center. But I don't want to miss out to that opportunity as well. Hence, we started detailing. And detailing is something that's initially today, and it's a flavor in the market. Let me tell you this. There's a lot of detailing stuff that's happening. The car comes out, he wants to protect its paint. He wants to make sure that the shine doesn't go away in a few years. So he's looking at all the products, and the products today starts anywhere between 5,000 rupees for maybe a Maruti 800 that he picks up, or an Alto that today is in the market, till a Mercedes Benz that he owns, a 5,000 rupee and going up till 3 lakh rupees. And we have a solution catering to all, which is basically a Teflon coating to a ceramic coating to a paint protection film. And we have suppliers who could do it. You do not have to have expertise in these domains. There are suppliers and there are installers who come to your location and will do it for you. And these are all Servizzy certified people. And I'm just giving you an example on how we are able to catering to all segments of businesses. So there is support on that side. Coming to the ownership, when the customers cross 2 years, he's now sending the car for service. And he's also making sure that end-to-end solution is being given. His digital records are now with us. We can reach out to him for insurance renewals. We can reach out to him for service and repairs. We can reach out to him for accessories. And accessories also is the biggest business today in the market. People who own cars today, and I've realized, have started spending 10% of the cost of the car today only on accessories. So if they're buying a 5 lakh rupee car, they're now spending 50,000 rupees on accessories. If they're buying a 10 lakh rupee car, they've started spending a lakh rupees on accessories. Now, accessories includes a lot of these paint protection equipments. There includes car mats, includes act perfume. This includes a lot of stuff that's going in, which is a music system and all of that jazz and jazz that's available. So there is enough margin for persons to come in and pitch in and add and more and play more money there. There are parts that are available with the supply chain. We've built all the packages that exist in our portfolio. Like I said, 43 plus services. There's almost, and because I've run the garage myself, we've built in almost 80 to 85% margins on every single product that you see. And people will be surprised when they see it. And these are gross margins. Even if they take off their costs and overheads. And with the unit economics that we built, there's clear net 50% that every garage owner is taking home with that margin. If somebody wants to part off initially when you're setting up brand and your view in the market, you let's assume take 5% more out and create more value adds by giving in through promotional codes on our websites, and they can create that by themselves in their city so that that's a value add created for them. Those are additional further ways of increasing the number of customers. So I'm answering the second question now. How much customers that you need? Guys, honestly, if you're running a 2,000 square feet garage, 500 is all what you need. If you're able to service first 500 customers will get you the balanced customers. And if you're able to service them right from the beginning, which is providing them consistency in terms of the service and the quality that we spoke about, those 500 will give you the balance 500. And once you have those 1,000, 1,200 customers listed in your workshop, these are the cars that will come back to you. Their relatives' cars will come back to you. Their family cars will come back to you, and you'll keep adding your base. You don't need to market them. 2 of my garages out of the 4 that I run do not need marketing at all. We get walk-ins, we get references, we get people coming back to us in no time. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yes, absolutely, Hemanshu. And a couple of questions, friends. I see some questions from you. I'll also take that up. And
Sure.
Hemanshu, you talked about, the overall expenses structure also. In some cases, I saw there was an amount being written, and on the other, there was also cost like consumables is 45%, and we have rental. So when we put all these costs together, for example, I was taking the note. So 45% is the material cost. We have about 5% that goes towards royalty, which makes about 50 odd percent as a expense.
Correct.
Then if I have to translate your rental, which was 70,000, it comes to about 10%, on an average. That is your rental, which becomes about 60%. And then we have, marketing, incentivization, discounting, all put together at 5%. And then maybe additional 10% would be towards your manpower, or that's beyond.
Correct.
So all that put together becomes about 85%.
And it may vary in a different city depending on whatever locations that we are in.
Yeah. So this becomes about 85% of our expense, and this would leave us about 15%, which is about 1.5 lakhs average, provided we do about 10 lakhs average every month. So 1.5 lakhs is something one can take back home. And as you mentioned, your ROI period in certain cases have been quicker, and that's what you've seen. Great. So guys, I'll take up your questions. And one thing, Hemanshu, which is very important, and this has been a pain point with the most of the companies who are in this trade and this business of after sales, and including I'm talking about all the names which we hear in the industry and top players, is the spare part inventory. And this is one question I saw also from one of our investors, Ajit Gupta. How is it managed? Kahan se aata hai? And the trust level, and most of the cases you don't get the spare parts. You have your cars waiting in the showroom or at the center, but there's a problem with the inventory supply. So how do we manage that?
So clearly, I think, guys, a simple problem that everybody would witness is stocking, right? People do not want to stock in businesses today. Most of the businesses die and they go rough because of stocking in parts. And trust me, with our experience in last 14 months, what we've realized is that the last thing that you would want to do is stock in the parts that exist, because we're talking about 380 car models. And guys, let me tell you, all these brands are educating their designers, their suppliers to make sure that there's constant upgrade happening in the spare industry. So the parts are not same. A car that's been sold in 2015 versus the car that's sold in 2016, the spares don't match. Mm-hmm. So you can't stock. You can only stock products that are used on day-to-day basis and can be utilized. So there is no way I'm advising anybody to have a stock of spare parts. Hence, our budget on the stock was bare minimum that was written in the unit economics table that you would see. And clearly the reason was simple, because you cannot stock 383 car spares for 383 car models, and it's practically not possible. Where the supply chain is coming from, guys, the same manufacturers that manufacture for Maruti, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, an Audi or BMW or Mercedes are the manufacturers that exist in our country. Some of these brands you would have heard: Bosch, Anand Automotives, Marley, Man, Gabriel. These are some of the brands that manufacture in India. They have huge amount of distributors that's created across the country. In fact, as we speak, Mobil, Castrol, all of these engine oil companies are willing to partner with us on day-to-day basis. They are only looking for volumes. The more we are able to expand, the more I will be able to, one, providing you those spare parts in first place, which is clearly the distributor network that we partnered with. We have contracts running with them. The more the day we plug and play the system in the city that you want to start, the distributor network will be allotted to you, and there will be enough supply. Those people will be reaching out to you rather than you reaching out to them. Let me tell you this. We were surprised ourselves. We were not hunting parts. They were asking us to, sir, buy, please buy, because these are the people who are willing to give you parts. So supply channel is never a problem. Getting the part at a right cost, yes. And how we can increase our margins is something that as a brand we have to work on. That can only happen with the more amount of volumes that I'm buying. Simple. The more I buy, the more I'm able to reduce the cost. And that can happen once I have more networks. And clearly Mobil, Castrol, which is the most common product that's required today for servicing a car, which is the engine oil. We can have national contracts with them once we are able to build a network in more than 10 cities. And once we have that, there is clear unit economics that you would see, but versus what you're buying your engine oil right now and what you'll buy 10 months down the line.
I'll quickly go on some of the questions. I see Mr. Purushottam Madi from Hyderabad, and he says, congratulations on what you have done, and that brings a lot of ease to the car owners. Now, his question is, because we have tech-enabled business, is there a monthly charge for the application that we charge from the end consumers?
No, we're giving everything complimentary, no cost. You download the application free of cost. There is no charge to do any of the services. We've created a digital wallet for our customers, which includes a digital copy of your RC, your pollution certificate, insurance. It's basically, today Supreme Court's asked that you do not need to carry original papers. We've added that in our portfolio, and that's a digital wallet for you. If a cop stops you anywhere, you can just log on to our app and show them the papers that you want to show. It's a one-time upload. And in certain cases, because if your car's coming to us, I get an RC copy, I upload it for you, and that reflects in your application. So it's a convenience that we're trying to bring in. So there is no cost, but there is the only cost that the consumer pays is get his car service from us.
Absolutely. I think through this webinar, you will have both, partners coming in and also a lot of customers coming in.
Sure.
Okay, I'm looking at, because I see some cities where people have started to ask if we would have our both bandwidth and our plan to expand. And that was a question I saw one of my partners also asked. We have Manishi from our south, and his question is also on the cities that we're looking at, and would we have the bandwidth to support, because we currently based out of Delhi NCR. And I see Mr. Ashish Sharma, who's looking for either Ghaziabad or Noida. And if you can even mention which are the important priority markets for us to get in.
So clearly, I think we've not really demarcated markets here. We are very clear that we do not want to own any more setups apart from the 4 that we have. So if the entire country is open for business. I wanted to do tier 2 slightly later. So our preference remains the tier 1 cities, apart from the metros that already exist. So if you are there in that city and you are in the NCR, like Ghaziabad, Noida, you mentioned, we are open.
I will also take Gorakhpur. I see somebody from Gorakhpur, they have interest on that location. Is that something we would want to consider?
Why not? Why not? So see, all these markets are relevant and important. Car exists in all these markets, and there is business for us. So why should we shy away? Our preference was to start with tier 1, but if there is specific interest and somebody who's passionate there and is willing to partner with us and understands our brand domain, why not?
I'll also take a question from our partner in Delhi, Hitesh ji. He's asking how would the billing happen? I mean, would the billing revenues go directly to the company and then the funds would be remitted to the franchise partner, or you selling all the consumables to the franchise partners and the billing revenues are collected by them?
So 2 questions. One is on the spares and the second is on the customer billings. The customer billings happened in our system, but goes in your bank accounts. I do not take that money at all. You bill it, you take it in your bank account, it's your revenue. The supply channel that we're trying to build, in certain cases, it gets billed to us and we bill it back to you, which could be the engine oils. Tomorrow, if I want to have a national contract, the brand would not want to sign up with individual partners. They would want to sign up with one person. So they bill the product to me and I give it back to you. So in that case, yes, I do a back billing with you guys. But as a customer, if I'm walking in, I pay in the bank account that the franchisee owns.
All right, helpful. And Surinderji, your location is Jaipur. We would be open for Jaipur as well. And Himanshu, since we come to the close of our webinar, I'll request if there's a message that you want to give to the entire audience who's listening both live and on the webinar to you.
Yeah, I think I did a lot of talking today. So pretty much, guys, it's a simple thing. If you're looking for a right partner and you are passionate about automobiles, then I would just say Servizzy is the solution for your problem. We're looking for young people. We're looking for people who've got experience in this industry. We're looking for anybody who's willing to partner with us and not just do business with us, because this brand is pretty close to our heart. We've left everything. All the 4 people that you saw were working in corporate jobs. We left everything for this brand, and we want to make sure that we are able to bring in quality. So there is no way I would want to partner with somebody who does not believe in our ethos and our principles and how we would want to run. So clearly, we need somebody who's emotional and at the same time there in the market to follow the principles that we've laid as a brand. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my side.
Thank you so much, Himachan. I would say it's a model which is, or a brand, I would say, built with both passion and has some economic, sense to the business, because a lot of people build businesses with passion, but, they don't bring a lot of financial sense, but it's a very profitable model that you've built. And friends, I will request all of you, I see a lot of queries coming in and a lot of you would want to interact with Himanshu. I saw some of you wanting to get in touch. So we're holding a discovery day on 15th of April. And while it looks like a week away from now, but we'll be happy to take any calls starting today onwards. So we'll put our hotline number, our email IDs that you can reach out to. At the same time, we also have a team based out of Delhi and across who would reach out to all of you, get you connected and block your slot so that you can have one-to-one discussion with Himanshu. And before I close, I'll request Archana for her concluding remarks.
So thank you so much, Himanshu. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for joining in today. We would like to invite all the applications for our Discovery Day, which is happening on 15th of April. Please connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. You can also write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. In case you wish to share your suggestion, feedback to us to improve our services, connect with us at our different social handles. Also, connect Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their LinkedIn IDs. And tomorrow, under our 12 p.m. webinar, we are again bringing a big brand, GD Goenka School. Yes, that's the brand we are launching tomorrow, the brand which needs no introduction, already enjoying the legacy of 28 years in the education field. So don't miss this chance. Join us tomorrow to understand what kind of the business they are offering. Do registration with us. Registration can be done either by joining us at the Facebook page or connect with us at our business hotline number. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend ahead. Thank you, Himanshu. Good day.
Thank
Bye.
you, guys. Thank you.